First Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light. Family, I have always told you that you are the most important thing to God. As such, you should act as God's most precious possession. Declare that he is the Lord of your life. Walk in his grace, walk in his light, and he will provide for you. Family, I always say it and I will continue to say it. If you are not walking with God, you are walking with the devil. And if your God is dead, come and try mine. Hey family, welcome back to another week's video. In this week's vlog, we are starting off with some cooking. So here I am scaling some saltfish. So the way we do our saltfish is we put it in water overnight so that it can soak. The reason for that is we're trying to take some of the salt out so you don't have to boil it as much, and soaking it also softens up the meat. When you don't soak it and you just put it to boil, the meat is kind of tough, okay? So you want to soak it overnight, or at least for 3 hours minimum. Soak it in some water and then you can put it on the stove to cook, to boil. So now guys, I've been craving for some Johnny cakes, okay? So my girlfriend sent me the recipe. I've had it for a while, but sometimes it's a miss and sometimes it's not. So I had to figure out what it is I was doing wrong. So guess what? Her little behind has to stay on the phone with me while I do this, so I could get it right this time, because I don't know what's wrong with me. And we figured out what it was. It was maybe because I wasn't wearing my glasses and I was keep mixing up the ingredients quantity. That's what it was. So I was talking out loud and she was like, no, I think that is 2 teaspoons. Look again. So I think that's what it was. I didn't have my glasses on and I was mixing up the quantity that I should be putting in. So the first amount that you want to put in there is going to be the flour. So I'm going to put all the dry ingredients in and then we'll go with the wet ingredients. Okay. So for the amount that I am making right now, I am going to do 3 cups of flour. You want to use all-purpose flour. This is the only flour that I use. Yes, it's $11 and something cents, but it's healthier than the other stuff. Next, you're going to put in some baking powder. Now, I only have a 1/4 teaspoon measuring thing, and you're supposed to put in 2 full teaspoons. So that's why I had to put in 8, because the measuring spoon I have is a 1/4. Now, you're going to put in 4 tablespoon of sugar. Of course, I'm using my cane sugar instead of using white sugar. Okay, you want to mix up all of your ingredients, your dry ingredients, mix them up really good before you start to add any wet ingredients. Now for the butter, you want to put in 3 tablespoons of butter. So when you put the butter in there, the butter needs to be room temperature. Okay, so once you put the butter in, you want to mix it up with your hand with the flour. So I'm basically picking the flour up and, you know, rubbing it, grinding it in my hand, and then releasing it. So that's what I'm doing so that I can disperse the butter throughout all of the flour. So now I'm starting to add the water. So the water now is to put everything together, and I'm adding a little bit at a time. I am grabbing the flour so that it can start to combine with itself. As you can see, this was not a full bottle of water. It was probably 1/4 full. It's not a lot of water that I have to put in there. And once I feel like it's wet enough where it can start to grab all of the rest of the dry ingredient, I don't have to add any more water, but I'm going to start to knead the dough. So first I'm kneading the dough inside of the bowl to when I feel it comes to a controllable texture where I can start to knead it on the counter. Okay, I hate kneading dough. Make sure your hands are extremely clean. When I wash my hands, I dig under my nails and everything. Okay, so make sure your hands are clean, and make sure your surface that you're going to be kneading the dough on is clean. Okay, so now for me, this is a controllable texture. So now I take it out of the bowl, put it on the counter, and I am going to be kneading it. Now when you're kneading it, it should be, I want to say, soft. And you see how I just folded and it easily came back together? If it's too dry, it wouldn't easily come back together. So what I do now is I just put a little bit of flour on the countertop. I put the pan over it and I let it sit for about 30 minutes. Okay, now I'm back to it, and all you have to do is start to take off the amount you need so that you can start frying. So I'm gonna keep pinching off a certain amount, but I'm gonna leave some back because I also want to make some pate. So that's where the saltfish comes in. So that little one that I made, I'm making this little one so that I can test my oil to make sure the oil is hot enough. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that little one in and see how long it takes for it to rise to the top. Then I'll know, or how long it takes for it to get brown. I will know if my oil is hot enough. So this is how much I am going to make, this quantity, and then I am going to make 4 saltfish pates. So you will also see that as well. So basically you want to roll it out, but you don't want to roll it too thin. Otherwise you're going to end up with a thin biscuit type, like it's because it's going to blow up because of the baking powder you have in it. So you don't want to roll it too thin. Okay, you want to leave a little thickness there so that it doesn't get airy and then you just eating basically crust. It's basically what's going to happen. So some people take a fork and they stick the dough before they put it into fry, but I like to cut it with a knife like you saw me doing there before. The purpose, I don't know what the purpose is for that, but I just know if you don't do it, you end up with the middle of your dough not done. If you don't either stick some holes in it with a fork or cut it like that. So yeah, so just do it. So now that I thought my camera was recording and it was not. So you missed where I took the bone out of my saltfish. I had to boil the saltfish twice to get the salt out of it. So now what I'm doing, I'm rolling a dough out, but I'm rolling it a little thin. I shouldn't be doing it this thin, but I didn't save back enough dough and I wanted to make sure. So after I cook down the saltfish, you guys have seen me cook saltfish before. So basically I cook it down with some butter, onions, sweet pepper, thyme. You don't put any seasoning in this, no like salts or anything, because it's saltfish. Okay, I put some cayenne pepper in it, and that's how I did it. So after you see how I just put the meat in the middle and then fold it over. And this is 2 ways that you can close the pate. You can close it with the fork, like how I just closed it only. And then you're gonna see the other way that you can close this is by folding the edges and then using the fork. And that's the way that I normally use, but I wanted to show you guys the 2 ways. So the last method is the one I use when I'm making the pates. Now when you buy these pates on the street, you don't get so much saltfish in there now. They be cheaping on the saltfish. But since I'm making them for myself, I'll put the saltfish a lot in there. So you see I'm folding the end. And then I'm going to take the fork and press it down so that when it goes to fry, it doesn't release. Okay? When it goes to fry and the baking powder starts to activate, it's going to release. Okay? Okay, so the pate wasn't ready to flip, but the reason why I am flipping it is because, like I said, the baking powder starts to activate and it starts to swell. So to get and then one side wouldn't swell. So to get both sides to swell really nicely, After you put it in, you want to, after like one side start, then you want to flip it. Now I don't have enough oil in this pot, so that's why you see those have just a little bit of burnt on them, because they're sitting to the bottom of the pot. Normally these will be floating in the pot. Okay, I don't have enough oil in the pot. So guys, here is how it turned out. So I ate my Johnny cakes with some hot chocolate along with some cheese. So that's how I ate mine. You can eat them with anything. Normally we will buy these and eat with fried chicken, fried fish. Sometimes you eat them with tuna fish. So yeah. Okay guys, back to these doors. I am determined to get these doors finished this week because I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing them looking the way they were looking, number one. And I'm tired of telling you guys that you're going to see it next week. So here we go. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing my caulking. Now, if you want your job to look professionally done, you want it to look neat, never miss this step. Always caulk. Okay? Told you once, I'm going to tell you twice. If you want your job to look neat, always caulk. So you see I have some little gaps here and there. You want to caulk them up. If you go paint, it will look terrible. Now, remember I had my gun. My gun wasn't working well, my nail gun. And it created some mess on some of these panels. So I will show you, like I'll show you how, I don't know how I'm gonna show you, but what I've decided to do is go ahead and paint. And then, because I know the black paint is gonna hide some of the imperfections, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna paint, and then the areas where the imperfections are showing out, I will fix that, sand it, and then I can just repaint that area. But if I keep waiting, I'm gonna never finish. I'm gonna never finish. So this one panel here was kind of like out. You're gonna see where I pushed it back in. I did get the nail gun after and put a nail in it. Okay, I was trying not to put too much nail, but I guess I missed right there. And not putting a nail in there to hold the panels in place. So yeah guys, now I am doing some sanding. So I'm sanding certain areas that are not smooth, and because of the type of wood that I use, or these panels that I use, the edges need to sand down on the edges to be smooth. Now you want to use a damp cloth to wipe away all the dust, so that when you paint, you don't have any dust there. You want this to be as smooth as possible. Family, welcome to my job. So I had to go out to a property to measure. So I'm in a hotel. This is a Holiday Inn Express, and it's in South Carolina. So I went out there to measure the rooms after I did the drawings. So I am using my laser, which makes it go pretty quick. I normally don't do this by myself, but this was an emergency trip, so I had to go by myself, and Babe wasn't there. Normally he'll be the one walking around with that laser, and I will be writing down the measurements, but I had to do it all by myself, and I was tired. I had to do 6 rooms and a lobby by myself. I was tired. And then when I got down to the lobby, the owner just wanted to be running his mouth like river water. And I was like, child, I need to get this done and get out of here. I need to get out of South Carolina. Okay? So here I'm in the bathroom. I just need my widths. I need my lengths. I don't need to be too detailed with the drawings because they're not purchasing all of the furniture. Only some they have to purchase. So those that they do have to purchase, I'm just making sure when I put the furniture in scale in the floor plans that they're gonna actually be right fits. I need it to be down to the inch. Okay, when I did come back, a lot of them were off in terms of what the floor plans that I had to redraw. and the actual measurements of those rooms, we were off sometimes 8 inches, 4 inches, 2 inches. Those inches do matter. Welcome to my job. So I'm on a site visit, and what I'm doing is I'm measuring the property. Remember I told you guys, like, I have to do these drawings. So these are the drawings that I did. I printed them out, and now I come to the property and I'm taking actual measurements, okay? Because some of the measurements could be bigger, they could be smaller. So I'm going to each room that I measured. This room is 200, so I'm in 200 right now, and I just took those measurements. I already did 211. Now I'm going to room 225 and 220, and then I have to go to the 3rd floor. Okay, so I'm using my laser, and I'm using a manual thing. I want to hurry up and do this because then I have to go into the lobby. So I will come back to you guys once I'm doing the lobby. The lobby is more complex for me to measure. Okay. I just dropped my camera on this hard surface. I'm going to show you guys this bathroom, and that's it. Okay. So this is a handicap bathroom. You see, we have a smaller sink. Then we have all these rails on the wall. This seat right here is to put in the tub to sit and take a shower. Underneath the sink, you see it goes back like that. That is if you're in a wheelchair and you roll under. Okay. So that's how a handicap bathroom basically is. And then you have all the rails that's in there for people to hold on to and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to measure in here, and then that's it for you guys. I'm not playing. Okay, so we want the depth of the bathroom. This is room 225, King Suite. I don't know what kind of foolishness this is. Okay. Let's get out of here. Okay guys, here is the lobby for this hotel. Now this is where the work is. I have to really measure this precise because I have to redesign this entire lobby. Those stairs, that staircase you see right there, that I have to eliminate that. It goes away. All those furnitures have to be changed. Like the ceiling has to change. I have to redesign this entire lobby, give it a complete layout. I have to put barn doors, but I'm going to use barn doors going into the breakfast area. All the light fixtures have to change. So this is where the work is, not up in the rooms per se. Okay, so I have to turn this lobby completely around. While I was up here, I did go and visit one of I met with my old boss. We had lunch, and then the guy, he's like the contractor for the company, and I went and I visited one of the hotels. So I will show you guys, so stay tuned for the end and you will see how that project is turning out. Hey y'all, wait, this is too bright. Yeah. Who put you on 7? Okay, guys, I'm about to start painting these doors. Finally. Okay. I got my painting clothes on. And I'm second guessing the black. So I'm going to do my office door. I have 2 of the doors that I need to fix, like where I had to use the nail gun, especially when it wasn't working. It was creating holes, but no nail was going in. I did do some caulking on it, but it's not smooth like how I want it to be. So I have to figure out what else I can put on it to smooth it out, right? So, and that's my door and the one across. Those 2 doors are the ones that need some kind of fixing happening to it. If I use white paint, it wouldn't show up as much, but I'm using a black paint, so black is gonna show, and the black has a it's sateen, so it's going to show the imperfections. So that's why I had to make sure that the doors were very smooth as possible. So I'm going to do my office door because that one barely has any nails at all in it. That one I had used the liquid nail, so that one is good to go. I'm gonna paint that one first and see how I'm feeling the black. I don't know, I'm second guessing the black. Here's why I'm second guessing it. My floors has a hint of that dark brown in it. They're very dark, and then the rails are black. So I'm feeling like when I add the black to the doors, it might make I per se make it darker out there, but the blend probably would be too much. Too much of anything is not good. So that's why I'm second guessing it. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna at least do one standoff, see if I like it. I'll show you guys, and if I like it, then I'll continue. But I always say it's only a can of paint, you can always repaint it. So I'm painting the inside part here white, so after I do all that black, then I'll come and do the white. And if I'm not feeling it, it's a can of paint. But I'm excited of how the doors turned out. This is the inside part of my bedroom. So it turned out really, really well. Let me show you guys. So yeah, they turn out really, really, really good. Focus. Focus, mama. Guys, I dropped my camera so many times now. Yeah, see? So that's how it turned out. I have a fix. See, everything has landed on this table now. I am going to redo this entire thing. I am going to change out the pictures. I'm going to redecorate on top right here. And I'm going to show you guys like what made, like an inspiration basically. Okay? So let me get the paint. I already have the paint right here. I'm going to mix it up right now. I forgot to bring the roller upstairs. I brought everything except the roller, so I'm going to mix it up. And like I said, I'm going to do my office door first, and then I have the bathroom. That's a bedroom, closet, bedroom. Okay, so this is mine's, like up here. This is what wasn't smooth, so that needs to sand out. I need to sand that one out because I was trying to smooth it off. Yeah. Okay, so let's get to painting. Okay guys, so the color of this paint is let me see, where's the color? Where is the color? I got this from Home Depot. This is a paint. I don't know who is by though. I got it from Home Depot when I was doing the bathroom downstairs. So it doesn't say, I think the color is CMC 23. It says blackout. So I don't know if that's the color, blackout, and it might be by Bear. Because I probably picked, if it's not Sherwin-Williams, it would have had the Sherwin-Williams color number here. So yeah. Yeah, I think the color is the name of it is blackout, and the number is CMC 23. Yeah. Okay. And the base I'm using is a sateen because you don't want to put a this is only, I thought I had paint sticks upstairs, but I guess I don't. But you don't want to put a flat paint on the doors. Oh, I don't want this paint on my nail though. Jesus. I thought I had a, this is not for this. I'm gonna have to wash this off as soon as I'm finished using it in here. So this has been sitting since last year. So I'm gonna give it a good mix to get the pigment. The pigment normally sits to the bottom. So you want to get all the pigment back up again. So give it a good mix. See, I can see some blues right here. I'll mix this up real good. Let me just tell you, when you're painting doors and stuff, I'm doing this because I don't want to buy any paint. But you would want to buy a paint that's for like baseboards and stuff like that to paint the door. This is a wall paint, which would make it be pruned for chipping and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about that. Yeah, so you want to use the right kind of paint. Okay. Why I had like this paint, because it wasn't a black. Okay. Okay guys, let me switch you to a taller stand and then let's start painting. Okay guys, here we go. So I am going to like I said, paint this door first. Now let me give you guys a tip when you're painting, you know, stuff, especially stuff that has grooves. You want to go in with your brush first. That's number one. You go in with your brush first. Next tip is you do not try to rub out all of the paint before you go and redip, if that makes sense. So don't dry your brush out or your roller out. Don't dry it out. And you're gonna see it when I start to use the roller. So I'm doing all of the grooves first. The reason for this now, I'm using a sponge roller because this is a wooden door. When you're painting on wood and stuff, like, you want to use a sponge roller because the sponge roller is gonna leave it looking like you actually sprayed the door versus paint it. Okay, if you use a fabric roller, the fabric roller is going to leave like little nicks on the door from the paint. Okay, bubbles is the word I'm looking for. So you see I have this small spot in here and I already dipped the brush in the paint more than once. You do not want to stretch the paint. That's a very, 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 very important step when it comes to painting. Do not try to stretch the paint out of the roller. It is going to give you more work. So instead of you doing just 2 coats on this door, you would end up doing about 3. Okay? Do not roll out the paint completely out of the roller. Save yourself some time and you'll be wasting the paint. Don't do that. Okay? So those are the few tips that I would give you, you know, as it relates to painting. You want to make sure you're using the right brush or the right roller, and you want to make sure that you're not stretching the paint out too much. I only had to do 2 coats on this. If I didn't know what I was doing, I would have definitely have to do 3 coats. Yeah, okay. Now I was trying to determine if I'm just going to do the flat face of the door only, but I quickly realized that it will look really funny. So I did do the sides, as you're going to see where I did the sides on each side of the door. So if the door is open, you will be seeing black. But if it's closed and you're inside, you'll see a white, because I'm not doing both sides black. I'm only doing this one side. I don't know if productivity kicks me one day, I'll probably paint the insides black, but for right now, no, I'm not. No ma'am, no sir. Now it was my intention to remove the locks so that I can just paint, but it's after I started I realized I didn't remove it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it work. So here's why I decided that I need to roll the sides of the doors. Okay, now I am painting the inside of my bedroom door white. That is the first coat. So I'm going to touch up the doors what you don't want to do once I'm finished with all the black painting, then I'm going to touch up the doors. So if you find that's happening to you, it's because you need to not be painting over it. You have to let it dry, and then we'll put on the second coat. So what I'm looking for now, to make sure I don't have any thick paint anywhere, so I can brush that in so that it can dry at one flat smoothness, and then I can I'm gonna let it dry, and then we go put the second coat on it. Okay, so like right here, I'm seeing when I was rolling here, the paint, some of the paint got on this side. Okay guys, here's the finished door in black. What do you guys think? Should I continue should I stop? Come on, focus. Yeah. Child, the camera don't want the black. Come on. Okay, so I like it. I think it's gonna give that dramatic change that I was asking for in this area. Especially when I paint the wall. I can see the artwork right here. Yeah, I like it. I don't think it's gonna darken this space because I do have a lot of white spots, white walls, white frames. I already put the second coat on, so it's finished. It's just drying. So I think I'm going to continue, guys. I think I'm going to continue. Yeah, I'm going to continue. Like I said, it's just kind of paint. I'm going to do this door next. I think this door doesn't need any work on it. I'm going to do this door. This door can do this one and that one I'm going to do. And then I think I can do this one as well. So I'll be back. And I'll definitely give you guys a close up before I finish. But thus far, I like it. Me like it. I'll be back, y'all. Let me go and finish painting the others, and then you guys already saw me paint this one, so you know what the process is. It's now to see the finished product. Okay. See, the paint is still wet in certain spots. The paint is coming out really matte, but it should dry as a satin. But like I said, it's not a wood paint, it is a wall paint. So I don't know, I'm thinking because it's on the wood it's matte, but I'm not mad at it at all. God, the focus. Yeah, it's not keeping focus, guys. But yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the matte. The more matte it is, the less it will show the imperfections. Okay? So let me continue. I might end the video here, and then, because I need to edit this so I can get it up for Thursday. Okay? So guys, thank you guys for, if I do end it here, thank you guys for watching. Definitely next week you'll see the finished product, and I should be working on this area right here. Like I said, I told you guys I'm going to change out these frames and redecorate on top here with what I have. I'm not purchasing anything, but I will show you guys the inspiration and basically showing you, if you see some inspiration, how you can make that inspiration work in your home. So definitely stay tuned for next week's video. It's going to be very informative. Thank you guys again for watching, and I love you. Bye. And don't forget to leave a comment and tell me what you think about how I upgraded my doors. Okay guys, here is the bonus that I was telling you about. This is a custom lobby. This fireplace is custom. I want you to look at where each tile meets, how the lines connect going around the corner back to the black tile. That is what you call detail working. That is what is acceptable. If you're not getting that type of work, then you're not getting good work, okay? You have to be detailed. This is the bar, and we were looking at the other side where the granite didn't meet, and we had to insert that little piece right there. We're concerned as to when they join that and somebody comes to sit at the bar, they happen to step in that same area, will it separate? So that's what we're concerned about. But this project is beautiful. The lobby is going to be amazing when the furniture and stuff is installed. So guys, thank you guys again for watching, and thank you for being in my world. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.